The Hilltop Glove Podcast is sponsored by Mid Carolina Service Company.
Mid Carolina Service Company is the first name to search for your residential or commercial HVAC needs in Lexington and surrounding areas.
Just go holler at Jason and Clint. They'll hook you up on the air conditioners, on the restaurant equipment, refrigerators, refrigeration, ice machine repair. They've been doing this for years. I know them cats forever.
Family owned and operated since 2006, they pride themselves in their quality work and customer relationships. Call 803-356-4153 or visit midcarolinaserviceco.com for a no obligation quote for service today. This episode of the Hilltop Glove Podcast is brought to you by the Simon Marketing Agency, turning ordinary business into extraordinary one since 2020. Simon James and his team do the hard work of attracting new customers so you can focus on making your business exceptional. As a brand marketing expert, Simon specializes in creating a unique and unforgettable identity for your business. From generating awareness to captivating content creation and strategic advertising, Simon Marketing Agency has you covered. Elevate your business today. Give them a call at 843-942-8880 or email them at simon@simon.com. Visit them at www.simonmarketing.agency. Make sure to follow them on Instagram at BrandSimonTV.
This episode of the Hilltop Glove Podcast is sponsored by Bob's. Bob's is a Columbia-based retailer of over 100 Black-owned products from 20 Black-owned businesses. Bob's offers a wide range of items from household cleaning, cosmetics, and everything in between. With every visit to Bob's, you support Black-owned businesses, giving them the opportunity to grow and establish connections with our community. Bob's is located inside the Noma warehouse at 2222 Sumter Street in Columbia, South Carolina. Visit their website, shopbobs.com for in-store pickup or to find out more. Bob's can also be found via social media on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at We Shop Bob's. When you stop by, tell them the Hilltop Glove sent you. Bob's brings quality Black brands to the Columbia community. The Hilltop Glove Podcast is sponsored by True Brilliance Entertainment.
True Brilliance is a production, promotions, and management company dedicated to connecting artists and producers across the Carolinas to music industry professionals.
Several of their clients have placements both domestic and internationally as a result of their services.
Are you an artist or producer looking to build meaningful relationships within the music industry? Then True Brilliance is for you. Check them out at paramilitary.com. That's spelled P-A-I-R-A military.com.
Welcome to the Hilltop Glove Podcast.
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 The Hilltop Glove Podcast.
Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Hilltop Glove Podcast. I'm DJ and What? By myself today with a special guest, Chef Jay. We love our Chef Jay. We're actually here in Celeb Studios today, and we're really happy because it's our 100th episode, y'all. Our 100th episode. It's a big milestone. We hit that triple digits for the first time, and so we're going to keep pushing past there and hopefully hit that 200, that 300, and that 400 episode. But I just wanted to start with some background because, of course, I know her. She knows me. She knows my brother. But let's get some background. So today, of course, we have our exciting guest, Judy Chef J. Etheredge, a Columbia-based wife, mother, grandmother, licensed cosmetologist, makeup artist, interior decorator, female farmer, health supportive chef, certified fitness trainer, and entrepreneur. She is the owner of several salons and studios in Columbia and Charleston, including Celeb Studio, Celeb's Hair Salon. After attending Natural Gourmet Institute in New York City, Chef Judy Etheredge received the love of cooking for family and friends, starting the art of charcuterie, designing boxes for birthdays, bridal and baby showers, meetings, retirements, corporate lunches, events, retreats, and weekend brunches. Matter of fact, that's how I met her. Those things, those darn charcuterie boards are the bomb. With expertise in health and wellness, Chef J educates children about the importance of nutrition with her summer cooking classes. In 2006 and 2007, Ms. Etheredge and her salon team were Columbia's recipients of the Golden Scissors Award, which gave them the opportunity to compete in Washington, D.C. Chef Jay also serves on the board of directors at Providence Home, which is a Christian-centered transitional ministry for men. Currently, she is the host of At the Table with Chef Jay, a podcast in which guests prepare their favorite childhood dishes. Thank you for joining us today.
Hi.
How you doing? How you doing?
I tell you, this feels amazing. Two things. Number one, with such a great relationship with you and Kevin, and also to be the 100th
Come
episode.
on.
I love that.
Come on. And I tell you, man, God works in a mysterious way.
Sure do.
The way things turned out today, it actually happened that we had extra time.
Right.
And so we were like, hey, why don't we speak with somebody that we haven't had on our show yet, but that we do a lot of business with. So it made sense to call you in, especially since we're sitting here in your lovely studios, and just to have you come in and speak with us about what you do. Matter of fact, my wife is bothering her to want to speak with her about what she does. And we were recently on your show, with the Love of Cooking, and the At the Table show that you do is fantastic. I will tell you, it was kind of nerve-wracking for her at first, but I could tell immediately after doing it, she wants to do more. And I'm happy that you invited us onto your platform to do that. And I will be on your platform soon to do some cinnamon rolls.
I'm ready for those cinnamon rolls,
man.
guys.
I'm looking forward to it. I had a problem. Like I missed it. I was sick and I missed out on the cinnamon rolls the first time. But we're going to make up and we're going to get those cinnamon rolls in there.
I love it.
But as I always do with any of our guests who come on our show, as if they do not know anything about you, because some people may not know who you are and what you're doing here and how you got to where you got to. And so we just like to start off each episode with just some history, some background about your early beginnings, what it was like growing up, and what influenced you to be who you are today.
I love that question. And I think that's what At the Table is about also.
Yes.
It's about bringing that memories back from childhood. Well, I would say I had a great childhood. A lot of people have like terrible stories about their childhood.
Yeah.
Mine's have been great because I had a two-parent home.
Excellent.
And one of the things that it did instill, which is one of the things I struggle with, is that they was hard workers. And that's why I am such a go-getter and a hard worker, because that came from both my mom and dad. Both of them was hard workers, and they instilled that in me. And I'm glad I'm not lazy about doing anything, and I'm always creative and thinking about things. Now, that is one thing. Chef Jay love people, but I don't like laziness.
No, y'all, that's the truth.
I do not like laziness. You can show by, my resume and what we do, and I love people. I have a love for people because I think with all of us, what makes us so much different is our culture and our upbringing, but also the different foods and the different things as people being able to carry on different businesses. And I think that's what sets us apart. Before I went to culinary school, I was a licensed cosmetologist, and I worked in the beauty world for 40 years. And I've always worked around African-American women. But when I went to culinary school, we had 16 students with the first session I went in, and they was from all over the world. And I've never been in a setting like that where I have people from Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Thailand, France. And I was watched this whole time I was taking this course, is that no one is no better than one another. That's one thing I want people to know. No matter their education background, where they come, they are still human, and they deserve somebody to love and embrace them. So when I was in that setting, and the whole time I was there, I was like, God, I said, we are just the same. And so I befriended this young lady that was from Thailand. A lot of times we have people come in our house when we are having dinners or stuff, or they say, well, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't want this, I don't want this. And she made me think about something. She said, she said, in their culture, they don't eat pork. But if she comes to my home and I'm serving pork, it's disrespectful for her to say that.
Thank you.
And that just hit me. A lot of times we disrespect people from just who they are and culturally. And I'm really big on embracing everyone. It doesn't matter what color they are.
Yeah.
As long as they will give me respect, I give them respect.
I have to ask you this question, Chef Jay. Where were you raised? Where
Oh, good. Yes. I was raised over on Monticello Road, which our family owned 50 acres of land. So my mom was, that's why I got my skill from culinary. She taught at a private school. No, not taught, but she was one of the people that worked in the kitchen. And I got the love from cooking from her. And she did that for years. And my dad was a farmer. But he also instilled in us our own. That's why I'm such an entrepreneur, because all of my family own their own business.
I can tell.
Yeah, everybody owned their own business, and that was instilled. So I took both of those from them and just made my own self.
Hey, I don't blame. Look, it makes sense because I
Right.
know when my wife and I were here doing that table with you, and we were talking about some of the things that we were growing and planting, and you were telling us how you were doing your stuff.
Yes.
I said, well, how does she know? Well, I know she knows how to do this and that. Where the other part come from? Is she farming now?
Yeah. So,
And so that caught me off guard, but that makes sense. Did you have
right.
any siblings growing up?
Yeah. So it's my mom my mom and dad had 7 children,
Wow.
and I'm the baby girl.
Okay.
And so all of my siblings live. We all get along, and that's what's important to a lot of people have dysfunction in the family.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we just get along. And I tell you that's what I noticed about you and Kevin.
Yeah, we did.
You remember actually I said,
Yeah,
do y'all
yeah.
always get along like that? And I love that. Now in the meantime, I'm in the kitchen back there getting ready to do some catering job. And I said, I just love how they talking. See, I'm in tune with what's going on around me.
Yeah.
I'm present and in the moment. And so that is one of the things, it's one of my big niches too. That's stay in present in the moment, what I gotta do at this time. And then I deal with whatever later, that I have to do later. So being present, that's one of the things that has helped me be able to be successful as I am today.
And do you think that's related to what you do when it comes to wellness and care for physical? Because, like you said, like I think people you got a lot of hats.
Right.
Physical fitness,
Right. That's right.
well-being, and I know that's one thing I know when we're talking about eating stuff. Like I told you, trying to get on this wellness kick, trying to make sure I take good care of myself. I know one of our friends, associates, folks that too, JP is actually doing an event today, which is interesting. He was telling us, he was like, hey, by the time you get to 42, the way that your body is, that's where your benchmark is going to be for the rest of your life. And so it made me really think about it because I'm like, okay, I'm about 6-7 years from there. I need to make sure that I'm where I want to be at. So by that time I can just maintain a good, healthy status, and I can make sure to live well into my 70s and my 80s without having to be in pain and etc. So one of the things I know that we always like to talk about entrepreneurship on this show, and this show is for millennials in the sense of a lot of us, we didn't grow up with a good map or book or guidelines on how to be successful or the routes that we need to take in the world. And one thing my brother and I, we always talked about when we came up with the concept of this podcast was, man, I wish that the elders would have left us a book to tell us what to do. So whenever we have a chance to speak with folks that we respect and that we consider our elders, we always like to ask them, why do you do the things you do? Right. So that we can have a background of understanding. So we aren't just doing things for the sake of the money.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? There has to be a passion to it. So with all of the things that you do, with all of your entrepreneurial ventures and etc., I do want to talk about each of them, but specifically with wellness, what drove you to doing wellness? Because that wasn't really popular in our community or in our culture, especially growing up. That's something that recently became very popular.
Right. And so that I started at 18.
Wow.
I started being health at 18, right?
Wow.
And so the reason why was because I just love exercise and I love eating healthy. That is one thing. I think you have to love it first of all. Okay. And if you don't like it, just do a little bit at a time until you do like it, because the body's going to adjust to whatever you do to it. Okay. So if you start walking, you'll be amazed. I say, I got to get my walk in. Yeah. So just start simple. And I think that's one of the things we got to get back to, the basic of simplicity. I think we're just kind of all over the place with all the different social medias, just all the different foods, all the different restaurants and stuff like that. That really is their goal and mission is to make money, but don't think about the health. Okay. So I'm big on this is where I live my life. I live it simple. I do my best and I treat people right, but I also have to take care of myself. And so people say, well, how do you do so much? I have a balance of that. So during the daytime, I shouldn't be sleeping because my body should be enough energy that I'm able to move around and get around.
Great point.
And nighttime, I'm between 10 and 11 o'clock. That's my downtime. I normally try to get at least 7 hours of sleep. But I think that we just got to get back to simplicity, fixing our food at home. And if we're going to eat out, think about what you want to do and balance it out. You can't eat fries and French fries all the time. You got to think about it. And so I ran into this young lady that I know, and she said, Chef Jay, I don't like eating that health stuff. She said, I like eating fried stuff all the time. All I like is fried food. Well, I ran into her at Sam's, and she said I had a mini stroke. Now, she's younger than me.
Oh, man.
So, to me, it's ignorant.
Yeah.
Okay? To me, it's ignorant when you do not take your life and your body seriously, really. Because there's so much out there that you can have. Just like we have social media. They have all kind of platforms with different kind of apps.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Workouts on
Very true.
We don't have no reason not to.
No excuse.
There's no excuse.
Yeah.
Now, the excuse here is say, well, I don't care. Okay, when you get to the point in your life, I don't care. So my thing is that it's not about quantity of life, it's quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what it really inspired me to go back to go to culinary school because I was a certified fitness trainer.
Already.
And yeah, I was always certified fitness trainer. So I would have young ladies come in and say, well, what to eat, how much to eat, why, I mean, I just don't know what to eat. So, I'm that type of person that if I'm going to do something, I'm definitely going to get education behind it.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a certification, it could be a class, it's going to be something. So I just don't say those things. Mm-hmm. Everything that I've done, I have done. I have educated behind.
Background.
It's yes. I just thought yes.
Knowledge.
Right. So I went exactly knowledge. I like that. Knowledge is powerful.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm telling you. And so I went back to culinary school, and I didn't go to any culinary school. Mm-hmm. That's why I went over to New York City.
That's what I was wondering.
And so I went to New York City because they had the school in New York City called Natural Gourmet Institute. Now, mind you, it was our anniversary. We had my husband planned a trip for us to go to California. And I said, can we please change the trip and go to New York? He had bought, he had paid for the ticket and everything. So we reversed and we went to New York City. And it was kind of like a vacation to him because I was in class, from 9 to 5. Okay. And I stayed in New York for almost 3 weeks. And so each time I've been 3 times for cooking for people with illness. So I'm educated in cooking for people with heart disease, cancer, diabetes. So that's one of my specialties. I do a lot of that. Okay. And then I went back for culinary nutrition. Mm-hmm. So it's just not about what you eat. It's not about how much you eat. It's about what you eat, what kind of nutrition you get. Gotcha. That's one thing. The nutrition is the big thing, yes. And then I tell people if you don't not get nutrition from your food, supplement. Mm-hmm. So I believe in that too.
I'm big on the supplements.
Right.
People think I'm crazy. Yeah. I be at work. I got my little pill. They're like, what are you taking? I'm like, I'm getting my supplements in because
it helps you with your energy and it helps with all your levels.
Yeah, especially if you can't get to the proper foods.
Exactly. And then I went back again for vegan bacon. And they said, well, why you went back for vegan bacon? I went back for vegan bacon because it's all kind of other bakers.
You're right.
You have people that have gut issues that want to enjoy desserts. Yeah. And that's what, my education cost me probably right about $50,000 just for those 3 sessions. And everything that I do, I save my money to do it. So I don't know anybody for my studio space. We did the space. It was about $40,000 to $50,000. Yeah. And I say those numbers not to brag, but to say that you can do anything. But it's about discipline and self-control. I have a lot of that. But I will tell you this story. I got unhealthy. And it was crazy, okay? Pandemic. Oh. The pandemic threw me off. I was a health nut, eating healthy. And so I have got older. Mm-hmm. So that's 2 things, right? So your hormones change. Mm-hmm. It's easy for you to gain weight. And if you don't really pay attention, and that's one thing I want to encourage people to really know your numbers. A lot of us don't go to the doctor for our health. We don't go for our physical.
Yes. We don't go for our physical. Nah, we don't. I have mine coming up. And I'm afraid sometimes to go up like.
Don't afraid because you need to know them numbers. And the reason why you need to know them numbers is because you need to know what you need to be proactive about. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I have to tell the story, and I know we have a short time, but the reason why I tell people the story is because health nut, fitness trainer in health and wellness. I went to my doctor in January of this year, and I said, I'm not feeling myself. Now we know if you pay attention to your body, you're not feeling yourself.
You know how you're supposed to.
You know your pants will start getting tight.
You know it.
Your head feeling a little high when you eat.
You're tired when you shouldn't be tired.
You shouldn't be sleeping on the day.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't be snoring.
That's right. So I said, I'm not feeling good. So I fired my doctor. I'll fire a doctor in a minute. If they don't do
tell people, I love that you say that because I tell people you're your best health advocate.
Right.
Health equity starts with you.
With you. And if you don't feel right, if you don't feel about the best I manner, and if you don't feel that they are paying attention to you, because some people just brush you off, right?
That's true.
I fired my husband doctor.
Hey.
Yeah, because he was just brushing him off. He'll come in and give him a pill. And he did that about 3 times. And I told him just like this, I don't want your ass to go back to him. I told him just like that. So we found another doctor, right? She's very proactive. She listens to what we say. She gets blood tests. Because blood tests tell you pretty much anything.
That's it. It's just like you go to take a car and you got to know what's inside of it. Right. Yeah.
So I want to tell people the story because me being a health nut and working out, I got unhealthy. Mm. And so I went to the doctor and I said, I'm not feeling myself. I need you to help me. So she took 6 vials of blood. We checked my hormones, all my levels. Now, this is what came back. I'm wrong. Now, you're talking about a health nut. So you think about people that don't pay attention, that don't work out, that just eat whatever they want. My cholesterol was high. My A1C was high. I was 50 pounds heavier.
You were lying.
I couldn't
My
believe
fault. I apologize.
50 pounds heavier.
What?
And then so she did all this tests. So found out I had to get hormone therapy.
Okay.
I take a cholesterol medicine.
Mm-hmm.
My A1C was up.
Mm-hmm.
So now I ate for blood sugar. That's how I lost weight.
Oh.
I ate for high blood sugar. So as you get older, that's why people gain weight as they get older, because their blood sugar, their hormones, okay? And so I tell people that I really want them to pay attention to their body. That's the best thing you can do for yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
Pay attention to your body. And then this is one of the most things that I saw was that I had osteoporosis in my back.
What?
I couldn't believe it.
And you being a fitness person, being a health nut.
So I think about, I said, well, what would happen to somebody that don't pay attention to their body, don't do anything, just eat whatever they want to? What's going on?
Yeah.
So that's why we have what you call a widowmaker. Are you familiar with
Yes, I am familiar with. That's one of the scariest things.
Scariest, because a lot of times they don't really know.
Yep.
It just comes and you don't.
Yep.
You know, and I mean, it's just heartbreaking, because I really want us to take care of ourselves. Love on ourselves. That is the best thing.
I like that you say it like that.
Self-love is the number one thing you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
When I say self-love, and what I mean by that is, a lot of times we want to look a certain way and do it, but I think that if we just take what we have and just fix it up, take care of it, and love it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was struggling with, and also too, I didn't realize I had body dysmorphia. So I didn't see myself a size 4. That's what size was before the pandemic. So this is what happened. A lot of times we wear leggings, and I still wear leggings, right? Yeah. But leggings will stretch right along with you.
That's true.
And that's how I didn't realize I had gained 50 pounds.
That's true. Well, they say that 4-way stretch. That 4-way stretch be working.
When I said I did not realize
You're right. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I said, and I couldn't believe it. That really bothered me. And before, when I was 18, and I was vanity. It was vanity. But now those numbers was creeping up.
So it's not vanity. It's not
vanity. It's healthy. It's how you want to live your life. We never know how we're going to leave or what's going to happen and all that, right? But I believe if we be proactive and preventative is the number one thing. Get a good doctor. If you don't know anybody, let me know. I got resources all over Columbia that I know a lot of people.
That's what I tell people. And here in this region, we have a very competitive medical healthcare market.
Right.
You can find somebody to suit your needs.
And especially if you're not satisfied with your doctor, fire them. I'm serious.
I agree. Fire them.
Fire them. I'm telling you.
Fire them.
And I'm talking to doctors too. So if you're a good doctor, contact me, because I got people that need good doctors.
No, that is right on the money. There's There's this saying around health and stuff that people say, where they say health is wealth, etc.
Exactly.
And I tell people, you can live, like, you can have the most money in the world, but if you don't have health, even that money may not be able to save you.
Money can't save you, I'm telling you. That's right. And then we have to look at genetics.
Yeah.
So my mom and dad both had diabetes. So, right, I'm on the goal and mission to prevent diabetes. I even want to create a group for young people, millennials like you guys, being able to recognize the signs and being able to prevent it. We got to prevent it. We don't want to get it and then have to deal with it. We want to prevent it.
Yeah.
And some things maybe not preventable. If we give it our all, that's all we can do.
That's it. Because like you said, it's way better than having to get there and then fight to stay alive.
That's it. That's what the deal is.
And man, I know in our community we don't like being proactive, but we do have to do a better job, especially our young folks. And me being one of those folks, and right on that edge between the real young folk and the folks who have a little bit more wisdom and understanding of things. Sometimes what we do is we'll be willfully ignorant.
That's not ignorant. It's really
willfully ignorant, which is worse.
Right.
Which is worse.
And then not on that. Okay. Not on that too. We have where you have what you call food pushers. I talk about those. Do you know what that is, Animal?
No, what's a food pusher?
A food pusher is somebody that you getting healthy. Like you on your health kick.
Yeah.
They come in with a big old pizza. And well, you can have that for the day. You come on to eat this with me.
I don't like no food pushers. I work with food pushers.
Right. I'm telling you. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Here's look. This is a mess. You ready? Krispy Kreme bread pudding.
They got it.
Yes. Food pushers.
Okay.
I avoided it.
Right.
I avoided it.
And it takes a lot sometimes.
I was good.
It takes a lot.
Especially during this time of year.
Okay, what I want you to do, this going to be your homework.
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to go and look up the nutritional facts about that. You're going to be knocked off your foot. Also, too, Starbucks is another one. that they basically serving ice cream, milkshakes, and coffee and milk. And just look at it. I wish I would have brought on. I speak to children. I go speak to schools, and I have one coming up Tuesday where I go to Hyde Park and I speak to children about they have ADHD. I speak to parents, and I will make a visual of how much sugar's in that particular item. So this is a good math. All you do is like, so say for instance, if something has 8 grams of sugar in it, right? Which normally is more than that. Say 32 grams. You take that divided by 4, that's how many teaspoons of sugar is in that particular beverage or drink or whatever. So I want you to do that, and I want you to text me what you got from that Krispy Kreme bread pudding.
That's going to be horrible.
And so the biggest thing, and that's like the same thing too, and I don't like to call out names, but just checking the nutritional values of everything that you're eating, okay? You see some of the restaurants that has a long line around it. Yeah. That means they have a lot of salt, a lot of sugar in their food because it's addictive. You got to go back to get it. It's because it's also connected to your brain, which is the dopamine. Yeah. So that's what happened to me with the sugar. Dopamine, the stress, and the hormones. All them things work together.
And it kind of called you.
Exactly. Right. And I didn't see it coming. I'm talking about a health nut now. I'm talking about somebody working out, all that. I can believe it. Yeah. So it can happen to anyone. That's what I want to make the point of. None of us is exempt.
Yeah, you're not exempt.
Right.
And that's the thing. It's not a judgment on anybody.
No,
it's a realization. And you take it, and this is something my brother and I've been talking about that's real.
Right.
You actually saying to yourself,
right,
I have control. I am responsible for my actions. People don't want to do that when it comes to those things. And it kind of hurts your feelings because, like I said, if you take the time and you look at these things, then you can make an educated decision and make the choices that you need to make. But I hate to say, man, the ads, the marketing is very good. Some of the stuff, especially like you said, when we were talking about social media. Now, social media, remember back in the day, it was just like people's personal videos and stuff. No, you got to deal with the ad and the marketing in social media.
That's right.
There was this, and just to make a point of this, Amazon, they had the first Black Friday football game. The interesting thing about it was this. It wasn't just a normal football game. During the breaks, during the little commercial, they would show ads specific to things that you were looking at on their site and online. So certain food things you were looking at, certain things they wanted you to see, like Burger King, McDonald's, etc. It would come up on your feed followed by an item that you wanted to buy.
Yeah,
talking about dopamine hits.
Yeah,
like it was just.
That's right. It's a dopamine. But you know what the bad thing is too now? We start our children young now. We teaching them bad habits in the beginning. And so one of the things that we have is we have a grandson that we have raised, right? So his parents used to give him the bag of chips. So, and I've trained him like this, right? So yes, a snack. I said, well, okay, this is what we're going to do. And he didn't like it at first. I said, we're going to put it in a little bowl and we're going to portion it out. And then if you want a little more, it's okay. But I think that's one of the things that we do. We give them the bag or we give them the pack and let them eat out of it. As long as if it hit the dopamine of the brain or that gut, they're going to eat the whole bag, period.
Yep.
But and now he knows. And he said, Mama, Judy, I know when I'm full. And that's what you want. You want your children to recognize when they know they're full.
Whoa, he really.
Yes, he has caught on to it.
He's aware.
Right. And so it's not about it being obsessive. I don't believe in being obsessive and, always, when I say that, like, don't eat this, don't, this.
That's my wife's big thing. Yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah, don't be obsessive.
Beat yourself up. Yeah.
Just
like
be realistic.
Be realistic.
Yes. A lot of times we just overdo everything.
Yeah.
And I'm a person that try to balance a lot when it comes to my life. Not too much, but just right in the middle if I can. And sometimes I may be up here, sometimes I may be here. But one of the other things I want to talk about mental illness, make sure we're in tune with our family mental illness. My young son struggled with mental illness. And it's all because he won't go take the medicine, he won't get help. Aww. So a lot of us just don't do it. Yeah. Talented. And he's a creative also.
Okay.
He's an artist. He paints, he draws, he's all that. But mental illness is really big that we don't pay attention to.
Especially in our community. We like to look, diet, and just think you can pray it away.
That's right. Food has to do a lot with it too. But because the gut and the stomach is connected. They connect. Okay?
I agree. I agree that I'm strong on that. And that'll lead to me asking about this entrepreneurship that you do just with farming. And if you could expound on a little bit for us the importance of being able to, like, you don't have to be a super agricultural person, but like the ability to be able to grow like specific things in your house, whether it just be like herbs or small fruits and vegetables. Like, why is that important? And why do you consider that to be important?
So I'm a part of a team called Pharmacists. And the young lady that runs is Benita Clemens. So we worked together with, that's how I became a female farmer. It's in my blood because my dad and my granddad, all of my uncles, all of them was farmers. And so when she, came and asked me to be a part of the group, I just thought it was amazing to bring back those memories. I love living in the future, but I like living in the past too. And I like bringing them together. Yes. So my dad, like I said, all his brother, my grandfather, all of the female were farmers. And so I joined the organization with the group with Benita with pharmacists, and we farmed at Clemson.
Oh, okay.
And we did really good. So I always tell people, find what you like. Like we plant flowers, and that's awesome. So in my flower pots, I have broccoli and I have collard greens in it for the season, right? And then I have all my herbs in my pots. And then I have raised beds that do herbs. And because I love herbs to season the food, but number one is two, I can use it in my charcuterie box. So it's twofold.
Oh, I
So
get you.
find like even if it start out with one plant of tomatoes, one plant of cucumber, spinach, whatever your favorite vegetable is, start out with just that. But herbs is a really good thing because it's also not only do it help us with our body because it's a cleanser. It cleans
It's
that
a
blood.
medicine.
Yes, it's medicine. But I say just encourage everybody to do one thing that you really, really like. And just start that, and then you'll just kind of grow. It's just like what we was talking about with exercise and eating healthy.
Yeah.
Once you start with a little bit, your body kind of craves healthy. So my body craves healthy food.
You want it.
I want it.
I want
yes,
I
I want healthy
cucumbers,
food.
et cetera. I don't need the potato chips.
Right.
Yeah.
But and I eat some of that. So I tell people I'm not perfected. I'm not perfection. I'm not shooting for perfection, but I'm shooting for balance as much as possible.
Gotcha.
So I have a chip I enjoy, but I don't eat the big old bag. I may eat just a handful.
Exactly. That's
That's
why I do. I get my little bowl.
There you
put
go.
the little dill chips in there, and I eat them. My wife like, you love your chips. Because she'll tell you when she first met me, only thing I ate was chips and water.
Really?
She just swear to you, that's all I had was because like I worked at a restaurant too, and I would eat a lot. I don't know. I was telling Nate about this. I was gonna eat. I'm standing, just, eat my food, and then go run. Right. So whenever I was like at home, I didn't really want to eat heavy food or make anything. So I'll just have little chips and a little water.
Right.
And I'll be in. She's like, man, you didn't have no weight. You look all sad. And
that didn't make you gain weight though? Really?
Because I was always
I was on the go.
I was always on the go. I probably walked 27 miles a week.
It makes a difference too.
And that makes it. And I told people, but the problem was this: the numbers part.
Yeah, it's not sure.
So I was like skinny fat.
Oh, that's one.
Yep. So like I was like Snoop Dogg. I had like the bad cholesterol, but I didn't have no weight on me. And they're like, "Yo, how is this possible?" And I was like, "I just eat salt and vinegar chips and plain chips and water." They're like, "Well, you got to eat something with nutrition." I wasn't taking supplements at that time, and so I could tell, like even for myself, I knew, okay, yeah, I have this type of energy and stuff like that, and I don't feel good here or there, and I'm not overweight or anything, but I could probably be better. And then I actually went and got those numbers, went to go see a doctor, and I realized, okay, I need to eat some fruits and vegetables, and I need to cook at home, and not just eat the food. Because this is one of the issues too. A lot of folks who work in the food and bev industry is that you'll eat a lot of the food left over from the restaurant. The problem is they use exorbitant amounts of butter, salt, sugar, because like you said, they're trying to keep people
coming back. You gotta keep coming back.
That's the secret. Why you think like you'll go to the restaurant? Oh, the food is just so much better than what I made. No, they're using more butter, sugar, and salt than what you can use at home. So that's part of the reason why you're getting that effect. And when I realized that, I go home and I cook a little light stuff, light oil, like olive oil, whatever. I try to use butter as infrequently as possible. Even though I love butter.
Yeah, you can use some butter.
I love butter now.
Especially if it's good grass-fed butter.
Good grass-fed, yes. Good.
Yeah, you can use
Tell
that.
them that, yeah. Like the type of butter does matter. It makes a big difference. But getting back to the farming, I know we have our tomatoes coming out, and I'm going ahead. I'm pulling them off. Like I said, I'm eating while they're green. Now I'm gonna do it now because like at first I was like, I'm gonna let them sit and but as you said, I could take them off, and if I want to let them right beside the house.
That's right.
So because we're at the end of that growing season, I don't want to lose my tomatoes.
No, don't lose your tomatoes. That's hard work.
The herbs, I want to touch on this point with you because since we're talking about farming and nutrition and well-being, there was an interesting article that I was reading about herbs, and this is why I think it's so important to be able to grow your own herbs.
Yes.
A lot of the companies who produce our herbs don't do it in a well-being manner. They're doing it in a manner to make money. And this is what I talked about earlier, like doing things just to make money is not always good. So there's some large companies like McCormick, et cetera, specifically during the holiday season, trying to get your spices, you're trying to get your herbs together so you can make this food to feed your family because you love them, not knowing that the way that they're producing these herbs and spices actually causes them to have carcinogens,
Absolutely. Yeah.
chemicals.
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy thing is, it's
Yeah.
not even secret. It's on the Consumer Bureau website,
Right.
like the normal website. You go read it, and they'll tell you, no, these are bad, these are bad, these are bad, these are good, these are good. And one of the biggest things they say on the site is, well, if you can grow it at your house,
it's easy.
it's easy.
It's easy to grow, and they
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, you as long as you water your earth and put a little like you can do organic fertilizer. They grow and they flourish.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
rosemary is one of the biggest ones. I have a rosemary bush about the size of this
I
whole
was about to say
area.
it's like a nice weed.
Yeah,
It's the best weed you'll ever have.
Right.
Like it'll take over, be ran, but it smells good. You can use it.
Right.
And, yeah, it's good in your food.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I've always had a hard time growing.
Okay.
Man, get some tips on this. Basil.
Now basil is easy. It requires water though.
See, this is what I was wondering. I didn't ever want to overwater it. I had it burn one time. I froze it out one time, and I think I dried it out another time.
Yeah,
I'm going through basil plants. Horrible.
It's very temperamental. Now, I have that same problem with thyme. Thyme is one to have, but my oregano, rosemary, basil, and chives are easy to grow.
Chives, yes.
And sage is very easy to grow.
And it's amazing.
Right. Now,
smells good.
did you put your basil in the sun too hot?
I think I did. See, that's what I said. I put it in the sun too much one time, and I know I burned it. Took it from the sun, and I was like, hey, I'm going to make sure it gets watered. I think I overwatered it.
Yeah.
And then another time, I think it was just too cold.
It dies in cold. But it'll come back too. I didn't realize that.
I didn't know that either.
It will.
Yeah. If your basil dies during the winter months, it's not a bad thing. It won't come back. But, don't throw that plant out.
Right. But the freezer, the cold weather do freeze.
Yeah, you don't want to get a frost on it.
Yeah. So some of them do live in the wintertime, and you just have to find out which ones do. But like I said, my rosemary, sage, and oregano, does very good. And some of them die out, but they come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then chives is a very good one too. Parsley is a good one.
And you're going to use it.
You're going to use them.
You're going to use them. So don't give up on your herbs.
No.
Plant your herbs. Grow your herbs. And even with that, like there are some plants and vegetables, specifically certain vegetables more so than fruit. You can grow them in your house, like indoors. And I tell people why, if you have the ability to do that, do so. Specifically here in South Carolina, we're in a pretty good region where we have pretty long growing season.
That's right, we do. And find out, all you got to do is find out what I like for people to do is grow what they like, first of all.
Okay.
And then just kind of study that one thing. And it's really easy and simple. But the soil is the most important thing.
Preach.
It's got to be the rich soil.
Yep.
Just like we're talking about the food, like the body.
Your soil.
And also, too, that's a good example for your plants. If you don't water them and take care of them, it's just like your body. They dry up. They don't. They struggle. They turn brown, and so that means that we have different kind of diseases that come about.
Yeah.
And like I say, some of the stuff is preventable. I'm gonna give it my all. I'm gonna do everything I possibly can. And another thing too, I tell people about how I live my life and try to live healthy and still look good is that I don't let things stress me out with people.
Good point.
So that is one of our things. We carry other people's baggage on our back. And sometimes we just can't help it. Sometimes it's our personality, But all you can do is I basically pray for my children, my son. That's one of the struggles we have in our families with my son with mental illness. That bothers us, But we pray for him and we help take care of him.
Yep. As best you can.
Yes, best you can.
Be
That's
where
right.
you need to be at.
That's right. So,
and I'm happy that you're saying that specifically with stress, because another thing in Black community we don't realize is stress actually produces a hormone that kind of kills you.
Kind of kills you. That's right.
Cortisol, like it's not good for you.
Right.
And making sure that you're in a position where you know what you can handle, you don't take off more than you can chew. Meaning, some things you gotta. This is the religious aspect. Sometimes you gotta let God. You gotta let go and let God.
That's why I say we pray.
Yeah.
And so that's what
that's
I
stuff
do.
You can't do, or you give it to somebody who is certified and has the degree to make sure that they do the proper thing. But like you said, you got to make sure you hire the right person.
The right person,
you fire them.
And some people don't want help though.
That's true. And you can't force it on them.
Right,
They have to be ready to receive help. If not, you're going to waste your time and theirs.
Right.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
And some of us live in this thing too, which I saw the interview with Felicity Huffman, the one that did the thing with her daughter.
Yeah.
And I listened to that woman say this just like this right here. She says that was when they did the scandal with the college thing.
Yes.
And it was sort of the scandal thing, but it was what she said. And she said, I wanted to give my daughter the best opportunity she could. But this is where she got me at, even if it meant breaking the law. When I heard that,
That was kind of
What?
That's scandalous. That was scandalous. Because like you don't even know if the child wants it.
That's right. That's one thing. And the other thing is, other people that qualified was booted out because you were paying.
Because you're paying, yeah.
And now that stuff, I don't like unfairness like that.
Yeah.
I'm a very fair person, you
because
know.
you're also a hard worker.
Right. Yeah, I'm very fair now, I'm telling you. But and a lot of time with young people too, I find is they want everything done for them. And I watch you and Kevin how you guys work. You guys work, and see, y'all have to go work ethic. And I think that's why I connect with you guys because I see what you do. You can't expect to get something if you're not willing to put in the work.
Good point.
I mean, you got to give something.
Great
you know,
point.
like even when we're at the space, entrepreneurs that want to do something or want to move, if they'll come in and they want to use space, we normally give them space free. But we always ask them that you have to at least purchase $350 of food, $350. So the space is free, right?
Space is free.
But you can't get free and free.
Yeah, no.
You got to
have to
give
pay,
something. That's right. Yes, you cannot expect to build your business and get it free because that's not where it is.
Because you wouldn't want your business to be
right.
That's way
right.
Either.
And when you put it in, you have what they call skin in the game. Then
yes.
So that's why I tell people that like whatever their prices, I pay for it. But I did have a conversation with a young lady at an event that last night. She does website building. So I talked to her about it and I said, one of the biggest struggles that we have as entrepreneurs is that some of the things we can't afford. Or some things are too priced out.
That's true.
She was building a website. So I said, what is your price of building a website? It's time for me to update my website. And I told her I want to own my website. A lot of people that build website, they take your website and you don't have no control over it.
No,
now get it. I get the monthly fee and all that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the part that she said it costs anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 to build a website. Now, as a young entrepreneur, I think that's priced out for them.
That is.
So we got to be aware of the winning situation, but to make sure that it's comfortable for them. Say, for example, if somebody come in and have an event, like last night, Jamie Drew had an event, and we gave her the space at no cost. She ordered $350 for her guests, because you're going to feed them anyway. Right?
Yeah, you have to. It's the best thing to do. Take care of your guests.
Right.
Always.
So we did a nice Mediterranean bar for her, and they was very happy. And then, of course, she purchased drinks that she want from or whatever. But it's affordable.
Yeah.
So you didn't have the $400 to $500 rent fee plus the $300 to $400 food fee.
And
then she was able to make money. That's right.
You would have paid over $1,000. Yeah.
And the reason why we do that, it's a way for us giving back to entrepreneurs. Because I know the ends entrepreneurs. I've been an entrepreneur since, like I said, 18 years old.
Yeah.
And we have tried to help. Now, my husband, he's like a numbers guy. He said, well, you got to remember, too, you got to pay the bills here also.
You got to pay the bills.
Yeah, we try to be within reason.
Yeah.
And we do like helping entrepreneurs. But they got to have the drive to want to help themselves.
And all right, this actually leads directly into the next question about bridging the gap because, we know this, we've talked about this. Literally, I know you have this conversation with my brother, but a lot of folks in our community, we always complain about the lack of support and opportunities that we receive from the elders. And that's one of the things that I know gravitated us to you all was the fact that you all understood that and understood the need to make sure that, like they always say, when you're going up, when I'm going up, I'm gonna be pulling you up as you push me, I'm gonna pull you, right? And in our community, lots of times we don't see that. I watch other communities, whether it be the Latin community, Asian community, the white community, doesn't matter who it is. They do a really good job of making sure that they take and push while the other person's pulling. They get them in. They make sure that they take care of them. They look out for them, give them a chance so that they can grow, right? Once they grow, they make sure to get back, right? Why is it important for individuals such as yourself to help bridge that gap? And what recommendations would you give to younger generations when they're trying to connect with their elders, when they're reaching out to try to make those
So I think one thing is for me personally, like I said, I watch everything. I listen to everything. And then what if I don't hear, I say, my husband does, right?
Yeah.
So I always look at when I meet a person, first of all, they got to make sure their appearance is right. You can't come to a place looking any kind of way. Now, that's just the way it goes.
That's how we were raised.
Yeah,
that's real.
You cannot do it.
Real,
that is real,
That
okay?
is real. You can't come in here when you have tattoos on your face, you're not well kept, and your pants aren't on your waist.
Right.
Realize there's going to be judgment made. It doesn't matter.
Right. So every morning I get up, I'm intentional. Okay. I make sure my hair is done.
Yep.
I make sure my makeup is on, and I make sure my clothes is clean, and I'm fit. I'm not a person spray a lot of perfume on because that's kind of turn off too.
Yeah.
But those things I make sure I do. I'm intentional, so I set enough time out. I get my sleeping night, my 6 to 7 hours sleep. I'm shooting for 7, so when I get up, I'm rested. So you got to come rested. You can't come yawning. And one thing is a big turn off. A lot of young, and I think that's why I like you guys too. Y'all don't come here smell like no pot.
No. Okay,
now don't go to buy the job smell like no pot. Come here doing a business venture smell like pot.
Very, very true.
Very, that is very disrespectful.
Especially in this day and age with the legalization of certain things, and they have certain things that you can do that are okay in the state. It doesn't matter. Like I wouldn't want you to come and smell like tobacco.
No, that's right. So you got to think about not just yourself. How am I being presented? How am I being received?
Yep.
And like I say, everybody that stepped through that door, you won't believe it. I have already scanned it. Not judgmental.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because if you're a professional, I want you to portray yourself as a professional.
That's very true.
People that I work with, I said, now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 110%. I want you to do your best. Give me your best. Right? You guys have done that. And that's why I have gravitated towards you guys.
Understand.
Because you're professional. You come in, you got all your equipment. You ain't nickel and diming nobody. Nope. You ain't coming with half, one light. Come on now. If you're going to do it right. If you need help, reach out.
Yeah.
And if your family know that you're serious, they'll help you whatever.
Oh, they will.
Or save your money.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
I like that
really
part.
I save my money. I save my money.
You can do it. You can save that money and be fine.
Right. Can't be wearing Gucci shoes and all that. Now, mind you, I wear Gucci belts.
Yep.
I live in a mansion. I drive Mercedes.
Yep.
I drive Lexus. But every last bit of we have worked for.
Yep.
We have given back. Not bragging, because everything we do, you can do too.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and my husband have worked for everything. We don't ask for nobody for nothing, and we just do our job, and we do it well. So come in being presentable. That's the way they can be able to grab, because a lot of times, older people, they're very judgmental. That's something I don't live in. But I'm going to see how you present yourself, how you carry yourself, and what you do.
Gotcha.
Because we, as a Black community, we are known to be lazy. We're known to be late. We're known to do not a good job.
Preach. And I know a lot of the youth, they'll say, oh, my Lord, the excuses you'll hear. But I'm going to tell you like this. One of the coolest things that did occur in my life, like you got to take lemons and turn it into lemonade.
Absolutely.
We had to live with my grandmother for a few years. And the one thing that was cool about it was understanding her point of view of how you should work and what work ethic is. Take care of yourself. And one thing I remember, this sticks in my head. She told me this. I was a kid. Now I remember I had like my clothes that came like from school. And I took my little clothes and I just like put them on the couch or whatever it was. And I was sitting there with them on the couch. And she looked at me and she didn't yell and that. She looked at me and she said, oh, what's that? I looked at her and said, oh, it's my clothes. She said, okay. She said, is that furniture? I said, no. She said, and why is it sitting right there like this? I said, oh, my fault. She said, yeah, take that and put that in the fold it up, put it where it's supposed to go. And it stuck with me from this day. I'm like, oh, so things are supposed to be in specific places.
That's right.
There's something called order. And you're supposed to make sure things aren't chaotic.
Right.
And if you do that, you can live a good life. That's the lesson that I learned from that. And from being around her, like we knew when we take our bath, get ready, had our clothes, like I said, being intentional, had our clothes ready to go for school in the morning, things prepped where they're supposed to be at. When we got back, you took that off, you changed into your play clothes.
That's right.
Like Mr. Rogers does.
Right.
You
That's
come
the first
in,
thing I do.
you take those shoes off, put the right ones on, you have yourself, because what you realize is it allows you to care for things.
That's right.
And make sure that you are mindful of your time. It teaches time management.
Right.
You're not out here ever rushing or struggling.
Right.
I remember she used to cook dinner for Saturday, and this is part of the old school way of doing things, but I understood why she did it. Saturday night, right? We should let us stay up, watch Showtime at Apollo and stuff, right? She would cook dinner for Sunday dinner on Saturday night and have it waiting in the oven for Sunday when we got back so we don't have to work.
Right.
And I understood what people say about the Sabbath now, why you don't work, because that's the day that you plan to be what? Restful.
That's right. And that's what we do now. As busy we are and, the things that we have going on, we normally take Sunday to work. Now, if something come up, we don't mind. But I'm saying, 9 times we're going to take Sunday to work, and Monday we work from home. So we try to have everything where it's in decent and order. So go back to bridging the gap. Well, if you're a young person, and not so much prove yourself, but be intentional about being professional. And like I say, your appearance has a lot to do with it.
Yes.
And the way you carry yourself and not do it. And so that's why a lot of times elders will turn off.
Yeah.
And like I say, they, you know, a lot, and I'm not like people, smoke your weed, pop, whatever you do is fine.
Do we
okay?
think? And we okay
But
about
don't
it.
come to a job interview or to a job around a networking event smelling like pot.
Yeah. It's just not professional.
It's just not at all.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing, you know, you just bringing your whatever you got going on to somebody else.
Yeah.
Some people may be allergic to that kind of.
Very true. And
doctors even have, you know, you can't wear perfume in doctor's office.
That's what. No, I was about to say, because you know I work in the office, and I had learned this. And I tell people this all the time, because we have a provider. She's allergic to corn. She can't even be around popping corn. So what I tell people is like, no, it matters. And when you come to work, one of our big things is you could wear. We have a really nice dress code or whatnot, but it's not too strict. Right. One thing we always tell people is just watch your scent. Because you can have something on and it can literally strike into a reaction. Now we're having somebody going to anaphylactic syndrome.
That's right.
And we're like, oh, Lord Jesus, we have to now keep this person from dying. And they're like, for real? I'm like, yes, this is real.
Yes.
So we have patients that sometimes come, I'm telling you, man, and they'll be smelling high to high
Oh, so
heaven.
you're familiar with that too? Then?
Yes. Yes. And I'm just like, and I'll tell the patient, I'll pull this person to the side sometimes, because sometimes there'll be a young African-American person, and I'll pull them to the side of the gentleman I was helping with some medical records. Understand that you do what you need to do, etc. But when you come in a place like this, just make sure that you aren't smelling like this. Because people are going to perceive you a certain way. You aren't going to get the that you want or the service that you're expecting. I understand, so I'm going to be a little different. Right. But realize if I'm not here, and if I wasn't here, you'd be dealing more than likely with somebody that didn't look like you, older demographic, and you come in looking like that. They're not going to be that happy to deal with you. And he understood. And he said, "Man, I apologize. I just didn't realize." I came out, I couldn't smell it. I'm like, yeah, because when you use that stuff, you can't smell it no more.
You can't smell it.
That's what I tell people. You can't smell it. You don't know you smell like that. Like, if you're a person, you chain smoke to the point where smoke follows you wherever you go. You walking around looking like Pigpen off of the plate nuts. You got that little dust cloud with you. It's stuck to your body. So for the youth, and I know whenever they're dealing with our elders and stuff, you do have to remember, make sure you're presentable, that you have a good smell to you. And this is weird to say it like this, but this is something that is a part of employment, what's it called? Verification or not even just the verification of employment, but a status quo thing. So like whenever we do readiness, work readiness.
See, y'all
my fault. You know why? Because this is what he does.
I love it.
Work readiness. I was telling my brother, because yesterday I was doing some annual performance reviews for my employees. All right. And one of these employees is actually older than me. She actually retired and came back to the workforce, right? And then there's another employee who's my age. And in doing these things, like I was telling Kevin, he's like, yeah, it's like first time you've been in like this type of supervisor role. I was like, yeah, it's funny because like I'm talking to these people and I have to ask them, judge them on whether or not they have a good body odor.
Right. It makes a difference.
It's a perfect, and then people are like, for real, is this a joke? I'm like, no, it's an actual rubric grade I have to give them. Do they come to work, ready to work, presentable, smelling properly, without odor in their area? And they're like,
it's
what?
One thing.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
It will keep you from getting a raise.
That's right. And keep from getting a job.
Yes.
And keep from getting a client.
Lose a client. Or lose a client.
Let me tell you something. If they come to me, smell like pot, I don't want them dealing with it.
Good.
And another thing that for millennial entrepreneurs too, if you say you can do something, do something. Do it. Do it on time. Be about your word. And if you can't, be straight up and honest. So we had an event here in South African tasting, and I was back there rushing, making dessert, and I don't know if I told you, all of it fell on the floor.
Oh no!
It was crazy.
No.
So I went up front. I had 55 guests, and I told them this is the life of a chef. I said I was back there making this amazing marble South African pudding. And as I went to mix the liquid and the dry and wet ingredients together, all of it fell on the floor. I told him just like this round. And I said that my husband has made a dessert run. We won't have South African marble pudding, but my husband's going to get some dessert. But if you want to come back Tuesday, I will make dessert for anybody that want to. It's a paper passing around. Put your name on it. I'll even deliver it to you. Or you can pick it up.
You're too good.
So 20 people of the guests, they came back and I had the marble pudding ready for them.
Yeah, so they could get the experience.
That's what I said. So I said, because I'm a woman of my word. And I want your experience to be great. I apologize, but it just happened. And they just laughed at me.
See, but because you were what? You were
real and straight
upfront,
up. That's
honest,
right.
straight up.
That's right. Just be straight up. And then,
don't be afraid of it.
Don't be afraid of it. And like I said, one thing about me, any entrepreneur can reach out to me. I open the door for them to reach out to me. Any advice I can give them. Because, and then like me, I'm going to look for mentors myself. Never be to a point that you know everything and you can't learn from it. I learn from you guys. I learn from young people. I learn from little kids.
Yeah.
Because I'm open-minded.
Gotta be.
Don't be closed-minded that you know everything and it's all about you. It's not. Because there's always somebody better and somebody can do it better than you. Right.
Yeah.
So, and I tell people confidence is one of the things I work on really strong on, meaning that I have confidence. And I always get like people to give me feedback. And Kevin tell you, if it's something that you didn't like, let me know. I'm communicate well.
Yeah.
Don't take it as a insult.
Yeah.
That's the way to help them.
That's one of the biggest. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm happy that you're saying. I always like to say people need to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Right.
Specifically when with the youth dealing with elders and leadership people. For you to say something like that, them to hear that, it helps bolster their understanding.
Right.
And I tell people all the time, man, you can't be afraid to communicate.
Right.
And I think that's one of the issues that are the younger generations of
that's a skill set they need to work on.
Man, because
people think put a workshop like that. Have you guys come in? We need to work on that because you got to communicate.
You have to.
You have to.
We were discussing this earlier today. People think that the youth, because they use technology and that they're on the social media stuff, that they're great communicators. No, by all means, what it actually does is it's actually almost like a crutch to keep them from having to do real communication, which I like to call. I always like to call it. I affectionately call it hand-to-hand combat.
Hand-to-hand conversation.
And people are like, what is that? I'm like, that's you getting down with a person and actually talking to them in their face and being comfortable doing it and sharing your experience and not like being able to properly convey what is in your mind, bring it out in verbal form, and not being afraid of saying certain things or communicating properly. I'll tell you like this. I was talking to some folks at my place of employment again, and I do a lot of, it's weird, I do a lot of counseling when I'm at work.
Okay.
But it makes sense. It's necessary, specifically when you're in a leadership management role. You should do that. You should be aware that you're going to have to do that. I had an employee that I was speaking with, and I told her the importance of communicating because she was dealing with a very sensitive situation, and she was trying to keep it hidden from people because she was going to try to fix it herself. And I told her, I said, hey, the more you let people know, the more we understand what's going on with you, we're more able to assist, and we won't judge you. Or, for instance, you won't get a strike or a mark against you or get a call to human resources because such and such is not here. This is not going on. If we know what's going on, we can do what? Protect you. We can shield you. We can offer you help. I'm going to tell you how, again, God works in mysterious ways. I told this person, you need to speak to this one particular person because she is the boss. You need to speak with her because she has certain connections and abilities that I do not have that she can offer. I'm telling you, this past week, she came back to me. She was like, oh, Mark, you were right. I did not know what you meant by that, but I took your advice and I did it. And she showed me where the person helped them out in a strong way. I'm not even going to say strong way. They weren't even looking for this blessing. But because they communicated and let the person know what was going on, this is an elder. This person is in the community. They work and do a lot of work with churches and etc. And they were able to bring them a blessing that they needed that took a lot of stress off of their back and gives them the ability to now take care of their children better, to not be stressed, to come to work, feel comfortable and confident. Because I tell, especially during this time of year, being in a position where you may lose house, home, car, or etc. is not a good feeling.
It's not a good feeling.
It doesn't allow you to be able to go out there and do your work and do what is necessary for you to be on the up and up. And to be able to get a blessing from somebody that takes that stress away from you, and it just be tied to the fact that you just needed to talk.
You didn't talk. That's right. And I like that. And that's what we have to do. We have to be able to communicate. I did a class with 6 young girls, and I think they're between 11 and 13. And the communication, I was shocked. Because, I'm upbeat, happy, and all that. And they just kind of like, no. Yeah, that's social media. You know what I'm saying? Because all they look, they talk. So we got to really get back to the basics of penmanship.
Oh, my gosh.
And also talking and communicating.
Yes.
And I think it's left to not just the teachers, it's left to the parents to be able to communicate with our children.
Because that's where we used to learn it.
That's right. That's
right.
Yeah. That's right. And any skill set that you need, it's all kind of free things out here now that you can get, But if you want to invest in your education, also things you can pay for. I'm an investor when it comes to knowledge and education and stuff like that. And then I still like to learn.
Yeah.
I'm interested in learning. We went and did an event the other night, and it was a beautiful grazing table for an elite group of ladies. And the young lady that had the venue, I want to reach out to her. And I want to say, I want you to mentor me. I want you to critique my work.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know what I could have did better.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see. Because she's at a level where she does all these big fancy events and stuff like that. And I like to learn from people that can pour into. I'm not interested in learning her secrets.
Yeah.
I want to critique me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tell me how I can be better.
So
what I can do
improve.
better. Exactly.
Yeah, you don't need to
it's all
steal,
about,
and it's not about
right.
taking.
No.
Yeah,
it's all about how can I do better? What can I do better? Because my whole mission, like I said, and I'm telling millennials, young people,
Yes.
if you're gonna seek out to be an entrepreneurship, even at your job, whatever you do your best at it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just do it. Do your best.
Do it to the best.
And if you're not going to do it best, don't do it at all.
Yep. Because you're wasting your time.
You're wasting your time. Then people are not going to hire you because you didn't give your best.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I always tell people too, I always have to do 110%.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes as African Americans, we have to do extra.
150.
Yeah.
200%.
Right. You know, because that's just the way society
That's the way
has
society
it.
is. Yeah.
And it's wrong. But
until we own until you own everything from top to bottom.
That's right.
Understand where you are.
Right. And I tell people too, a lot of times people go into like entrepreneurship and that's solely their thing. I always say, you know, I'm still in the beauty industry, right?
That's true.
That's because I know that's guaranteed money, even if my slow days a week kind of brings them together. But you got to find a time. Some jobs are so demanding that you almost can't do anything on the side.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? So
That's
you
true.
got to find that balance.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm open to discuss that with any entrepreneur that call me. Reach out to me. You know, if they need a nugget, need advice, you know, I'm willing to give it. And I think there's a lot of, like you said, bridging that gap. Because I believe in bringing some of the old and new. We can't be too, you know, they can't be, well, I just want to do everything new. You got to have some of that and bring that in.
That you don't do.
Right. You got to bring it in.
The standards well.
Yes.
Like you have to still do your standards
bridge
well.
You got to bring it together. And then, like I say, just like what I do, I sit and watch people, right? Mm-hmm. You can tell who is that person that you can kind of lean on. But I was real disappointed. I had one of the young ladies that was on the podcast with me, and she has been trying to start on business. And she has been trying to reach out to different people in the community and everything. And I was disappointed in the fact that she said she went to one of the city officials, and they was trying to proposition her to have sex.
Oh my gosh.
That bothered me to the max. Okay.
Because now you're breaking down.
That's wrong. So you know you got to watch. And if something, normally your intuition, you got to tell you.
Yeah, it will. You'll know when it's coming. Your spirit's there for a reason.
To it. That's right.
Yeah.
And so I think that's how so many girls like in Hollywood and this music industry got caught up. I call selling your soul to the devil.
Preach.
You know, but it's wrong because they're taking advantage too.
Yeah. You that's not the way to.
That's right.
To
you should have to trade something to get something. You know what I'm saying?
All money ain't good money.
Yeah, it ain't good money. And
again,
when people
goes back to
come
what we
in,
were saying earlier. It's not about just getting money.
When I come in, I always be professional, and I don't give nobody inclination that I'm looking for anything else.
Yep.
I'm looking for you. If you hire me a job, I'm gonna do your job, and I'll do 110%, and that's what it's about. Then you pay for my service.
Boom.
So I don't go in looking at money. And I think money has been one of the things too that has blinded and covered our eyes. It's all about the money. It's about the money, but you got to do the job to get.
Yeah, and as you know, it says in the good book, it's the love of money. It's not money itself, because money is a tool, right?
Money's a tool.
It's just used to do things. And I tell people, it's not the issue. Like if you say you're a millionaire, you got money, that's not the problem.
That's not
the problem. Is the love of money, like to the point where you love money over humanity,
or doing the right thing, you know,
or over care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.
That's where you start seeing it deteriorate the person or community. That's why when you see one of the biggest things I always know growing up in this era between in the era of crack, I always tell people that was watching the love of money, because the issue was they weren't selling the crack because they were trying to uplift their community, etc. They were selling it because they wanted money. That's the only reason.
And then another thing too, I try to educate people on too, especially young people, with the drug use and fentanyl, pot.
Yep.
I mean, crack, cocaine, all that. Now remember, the person that's giving it or selling to you, they don't care nothing about you.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
I mean, you can think about it, they can pretend they don't care nothing about you.
Yeah.
So I always tell people that be careful of that, because all they care about is money. Now, mind you, remember I grew up very sheltered. I grew up with my dad. I don't know things, and I even when I went to Detroit with my husband, They were drinking out of red cups. I ain't know what red cups was.
Oh,
I didn't know what was in the red cups.
Oh, she's like, what's that red cup mean?
I didn't know
They got
that.
whole songs about that red solo cup. Yeah, what's that red cup? I'll take one of the other cups.
Right. But that was shelter, you know what I'm saying? So I never did drugs. I never smoked. Now I had a boyfriend that at one time gave me what you call a microdot, right? That was the first thing. I ain't touched no drugs since then.
Lord.
I don't know if you know that boy. That was back in the day.
That's back then. Yeah, that messed you up right there. She was probably like, what is this?
Yes, kept me up all night. I ain't never touched a drug again.
Yeah.
But then I was put in a situation where I was working at a salon, and I was like 21, 22 years old. And so this is how people get caught up. This easy, just like this right here. So we had a snack room. And I tell the story because I want people to be aware of what's going on if they surround. So we have a snack room. So I walk in and they snorting coke. And so they said, don't you want to try some of this right here? This is how easy it is. One part was saying, don't try it. The devil was saying, why don't you just give it a try?
Yeah.
It could tell one time I could have been a drug addict just like that.
That's very true.
And I said, no, thank you. Close that door and went out. And that was the best decision I ever made in my whole life.
Great
Ever.
decision.
So this is how stuff
decision.
fits into your children. Why don't you try that?
Yeah.
They tried and that's it.
And that's it.
So I don't look down on people that addicted to anything because I always tell people I'm addicted to sugar.
Yeah, it is a white substance. I teach people all the time. That darn sugar is dangerous. Oh, man. It is. It's very addictive.
Hit that
I'm not gonna lie.
dopamine in the brain, and all addiction basically just hit the brain.
Yeah.
And you want that feeling.
Yeah.
But I tell people to tell that story to act easily. So I behave nut, they end up being the most unhealthy person. And then I'm a
I like how you explain that.
I could have been a drug addict just like that.
You're a real person.
Just like that, okay? And I say that to say, too, I had a colleague that she's one, and now, I'm giving her credit. She was one of the baddest hairstylists in Columbia, South Carolina. But she started using drugs. Ouch. And tore down her whole body, her whole self. If I could see her now, I wonder if she even living no more. I'm talking about one of the baddest hairstylists, colorist, cut. I mean, she was awesome. But that one person could have introduced her to something.
Yeah. I like that you're telling this story because it's good for the youth to hear this, that the elders had to go through the same temptations, trials and tribulations.
Right.
That stuff have not changed. It may have different forms. Like instead of smoking cigarettes now, you may be smoking a vape.
Right.
You may not be taking a tab, but you might be taking one of those little Molly pills.
Right.
But it's the same stuff. And the fact that, like you said, if you can do it, they can do it.
But that has molded me, though. That has molded me to have a story to tell.
Yep.
And how to say, when they say just say no, it is true. Just say no.
Just say no.
So I struggle now because I have grands.
Yeah.
And I don't really want them to, to deal with that. So my 9-year-old, I tell them, I said, if somebody approach you, and that's what we got to do role play. So we can't prevent everything. Of course, we know we can't. You can give them the education.
Yep, you can put them in a position so they can understand what it is.
That's right. And the same thing with young entrepreneurs or millennials or whatever. We can give them the tools, but you can't be lazy. You got to have self-motivated.
Preach.
You got to be able to get up.
Preach.
And, get it done.
Say it, get up and get it done.
Yes, and you got to be a person of your word.
Yep.
And so we got to debunk those myths that we have as African-American entrepreneurs.
Yeah, because we are. I tell people, I don't think we're lazy. Yeah,
yes,
we ain't lazy.
It begins with us. It begins with us.
I'll tell people, tell you like this. I'm usually, especially where I work, they'll tell you, man, they're like, dang, man, do you ever not work? Do you take your time off?
Right.
Please take some vacation.
Right.
Man, you have a whole, like I said, I have a whole month of PTO. They're like, bruh, like, don't come to work.
Right.
And I'll be at work on a weekend, et cetera. And I'm laughing at these people when they come in stressing about work. I'm like, y'all ain't even doing that. They're like, really? I'm like, no. Even our operational director will tell you, yeah, he was in here till 7:30 last night. I left and he was still here working.
You said you like with your job, though.
Yeah, I like my job. I like doing it. And like I said, I was raised in a certain way that if you want to get something, you're going to have to work. And speaking of this brings us to our final question. This is one of the most important things, especially for us millennials, just to hear this from other folks, is about work-life balance. Like being able to take care of others is a blessing.
Right.
Can you explain how you take care of yourself and maintain your work-life balance? Because you do a lot.
Right. And so, okay, like when I say I do a lot, like so when I'm concentrating. So right now, once I get off the podcast, I'm going to concentrate on 2 catering jobs.
Okay.
Nothing else I'm thinking about. So this is how I work it. So I'm going to make sure I get their job done 110%. Just job done 110%. Then I go home, relax and chill out, do my work, do whatever. And I try not to overbook myself.
Okay, that's important.
That is
like
one
that you
thing.
said
Overbook
that.
yourself. You got to think about that. You got to think about how many hours in a day, what days you want to work, and what hours you want to work. And you keep it like that. So mind you, I do extra stuff like last last Wednesday, I have a client that's a return client all the time. She's real good, and she needed us to deliver her boards. And so we was at her house 11 o'clock Wednesday night. But that's just something I do for special people, special guests.
Special situations, circumstances.
Not all the time now. I'm not going to be out there every night doing it. Yeah. So I believe in that work by balance to sleep, eat.
Because you're going to get your 6 or 7
Drink
hours.
your water. That's right. Drink your water.
Tell it that drinking the water part. And I guess that goes to like that darn sugar again. But drinking water. Oh my goodness. People always ask me, hey man, why don't you look like you're getting older? And stuff like, because they'll ask me what my age is. I'll tell them my age. They look at me, you lying. I'm like, I drink water and I try not to do wrong to people. They say, for real?
Right.
I'm like, that's it. I drink water.
And no, you can't fix every problem.
You can't.
You can't fix everything. You can't fix everybody.
No, you can't.
I had to learn that too, because when I learned about my son, I was very denied. That no, I'm not gonna, that's not what's going on, that kind of thing. Be realistic.
Yeah.
And so one day I watched him and I said, that is what we got right now. Yeah. And we're going to deal with, like I said, my husband take very good care of him. And I kind of keep myself around things that kind of sad to me and break down. And I guess sometimes I don't think that's realistic, but that's what keep me going. So some things makes us depressed. Think about what may have happened to our child makes us depressed.
Yeah.
Not eating healthy makes us depressed.
Makes us depressed.
So we bring a lot of stuff on ourselves because we, may have the genetics of it, But I always people, if you got any kind of issue, problem, help, go get help for it. Don't just try to deal with it yourself. Like I came when Anwar, I know he worked at the place where we got my knee.
Yeah.
So
just so y'all know, this disclaimer right there. Disclaimer, I know who she is. Yeah.
Right. So I walks in there and how you doing? Whatever. Go in there. I've been having problems with my knees, right? Yeah. And it's because I've been working on my knees for
a
years.
long time.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I watch people, they hop around, right? Some of them may have got it fixed, but some people don't want to go to the doctor and get their knee fixed.
Yeah.
So when I was having this problem, I was proactive. I didn't wait 2 years. I didn't wait a year. Okay.
Don't
go
do
to my
that.
doctor, which is proactive.
Yep.
I have a doctor proactive. I'm complaining about my knee. She said, okay, well, let's schedule X-ray. Right. Schedule X-ray. Schedule X-ray. It shows up nothing. I said, okay. And I'm very smart and intelligent when it comes to stuff. I said, well, okay, well, what about an MRI? I'm asking her for an MRI. She said, okay, MRI. Discovered I had torn meniscus. So I said, I'm not going to wait. Go ahead and set me up.
Yep.
And I won't encourage people to get insurance.
Yes.
So
yes.
my insurance, my knee surgery was $24,000. Right. I only had to pay $800 because my husband has provided me with great insurance. Yes. Get insurance because you're going to need it one day. You never know when.
Right. But it's necessary.
Yeah, it's necessary.
Life insurance
necessity.
too.
Right.
Please.
And so I have a lot of people say, well, they will buy all kind of designer bags. And make sure I want people to understand I'm not judging nobody.
Yeah,
I'm not judging nobody, but I'm saying let's get our priorities in order.
Yeah.
But they won't get the teeth clean.
Yeah.
They won't get the eyes checked.
Yeah.
But you wearing a Gucci belt.
Yeah.
Okay, wear Gucci.
Dang, Chef Jay.
But,
we talking about my Gucci belt and my teeth are dirty.
Yeah, I got Gucci belt, but I tell you, I make sure I take care of them teeth.
Yeah.
And that was part of my physical. I went and got my eyes checked.
Yeah.
I got my teeth checked. I got my teeth done, teeth clean. I go there every 6 months, get my teeth clean. Yeah. I got my mammogram, my pap smear.
Oh, very important.
And
very
all that
important.
blood work.
Yep.
And all the numbers show that all that was going on with me. So I take time to do that. Save your money and get what you want. Yep. And if you have a loan, pay it back.
Yeah, pay it back.
If you borrow money, pay it back.
Yes, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to have that availability for the future.
That's right.
Because we live in a credit system.
Yeah, and make arrangements. If you're in trouble, don't ignore it.
Because they don't care. As long as they're getting sent, they will wait for you.
That's right.
They will wait for you.
Get your credit fixed. I don't know about these people that pay charge all this money for credit fix.
Oh my Lord, you don't even have to do that, which is what people don't understand.
That's right.
That's part of what
you
were saying earlier about getting yourself knowledge, educating yourself, even paying. Like if you can go take a free class on credit and credit worthiness and building it, go take the class.
And a lot of the technical schools offer great things.
They do
offer great, great things.
Oh man, and then they offer free services too. Y'all free services,
and then they have YouTube University, Google, and all that. And then I study my competition. That is one thing you got to do. You got to study competition.
Yes.
And what I do is I may not copy off my competition. I study to see what they're doing. I study their prices, all this kind of thing, right? But what I do is I go outside of the country. I go look for what somebody doing in Australia, somebody doing in California, New York. That's in my same field. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how I get the knowledge too.
Got you.
So I study people outside of Columbia, South Carolina, out of, United States and out of, like on the West Coast, those are people that I study.
Got you. So that way you have a well-versed and well-rounded
and all that,
knowledge
yes.
of what's going
And
on.
then what I do is I will take what I need, use it, and create my own. So I don't steal people's ideas. I would take what they have maybe and create it and make my own.
Get some inspiration, but background.
That's
and get something new.
Yes. But remember now, everything is fair game.
It is. It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It really is. Yeah. Especially
don't let anybody think.
Don't let play around shoot. Microsoft will come and look at what that little man is doing and do it all the way.
That's right. Yeah.
So don't
Everything
play.
is fair game. Just be fair.
Yep.
And like I said, I'll get credit where credit is due. But I always will take, I'll take a recipe and I will take it and change it around and create my own. Yeah. That's what I told your wife, if she don't have the numbers, give me the ingredients. I can create the recipe for her.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm good at that. But be intentional, love on yourself, take care of yourself, and seek out help. And, entrepreneur, ask questions. Not to take what we have to steal it, but let's see how we can help each other grow. Let's see how we can collaborate together. I'm big on collaboration.
Yes, ma'am.
Collaboration will make the world go well.
It does.
And it was a group that I have joined, and this is the craziest thing ever. We didn't know anything about it. I'm talking about us as color people. And it's been around since 1986. And it's a business group, and they network with each other.
Seriously?
So they help each other. So that's what my whole thing is. I want a net group of entrepreneurs that I can pass. But you got to be a giver too.
Yeah.
You can't always take.
Yeah.
You can't always take.
And that's the blessing, to be able to give. You work to be able to give.
Yeah. Yeah. People, and I recognize people that's moochers that just want to take, and I cut them off quietly.
I like how you said it. You're so elegant. She said, I cut them off quietly.
Quietly, okay? Because you're not going to take everything from us.
Yeah.
From us and Kevin. I'm talking about us as a group.
Yeah.
And not give anything. That's not fair. It's not right.
No, it's not.
If you know you need a podcast and it's in our group, why are you going somewhere to get a podcast or camp? You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Yeah.
Let's use each other. Yeah, right.
And let it circulate.
If we're going to use that, we got to do a good job.
Has to be good.
You have to do good work. If you're going to be in our group, let's do a good job for each other and for our community.
Don't slack on them.
No, don't slack. No.
Not at all.
And be fair with your pricing. Some people, I think,
Thank you.
overpriced,
Fairness in pricing.
Fairness in pricing.
Especially if you want people to come back.
Right. Be fair.
Show them that.
Right. Yeah. I had, and I'm gonna let you go, but I had this girl that reached out to me and she wanted a large charcuterie board, right?
Yeah.
And I was gonna put it on the board. And so she started with extra large. Extra large is $149. I'm sure you how the pricing go. She wanted a large of $109. Yeah. But when I finished it, I said, "This more like a medium." And I texted her that morning. I said, "You know what? I feel on the size of the board that I did, it was a medium, and your price was only $54.
Oh,
fair. My conscience wouldn't have let me charge that lady $109, and I only did a $55 charge.
Man, morals, y'all. Morals.
Have morals and be intentional about what you do. Intentional about how you look.
Yeah.
Be intentional about it.
Man,
don't show up no any kind of way.
You are right on point. You are on point today. I'm gonna tell you this is all right. So the podcast that I follow, and they were doing this 90-day affirmation thing. They get up every morning at like 6:30, and they talk about different things to get you moving for your day, right? And this week, the big thing was being intentional.
Intention is my word. And
so
elevation.
Oh.
Intent, and because did you know that words have seasons too? Just like food have seasons, colors have seasons, styles have seasons.
Yeah.
Words have seasons. So elevate. Pivoting was pivoting started coming with during the pandemic.
Yeah, you're right. Everybody was pivoting.
I was pivoting like crazy.
Pivot.
I was trying to see what was working because I did not want to fall down.
Yeah.
And then when I fall down, I get right back up. I don't stay down in that dump now.
I believe that.
Oh no! If something don't work, I'm gonna shift and pivot and try to tweak it.
Yeah.
Because this place, and I think I told Kevin too, that this place was supposed to be for entrepreneurs like you guys to come in and have a place to work.
Got you.
That wasn't always downtown.
Yeah, exactly.
That was for us.
Exactly.
No particular color. But we wanted to make sure we had space for that. But everybody went home to work, or everybody was off a job, so we had to figure out how we're gonna do this. So then we partnered with a young lady to do coffee. Her situation didn't work out, And so now we do more catering than more like a cafe. That's why I told Kevin, we're not a cafe. We're a spot, we're a studio, but also we have DHEC-approved kitchen.
Yeah.
So people that's unlegit, they're doing the catering. That's what I was going to tell you.
That's what for my wife. Yeah.
The catering job, we have affordable space for them to come and create their food.
Yep, and a clean, professional
so
environment.
if you have if you have somebody out there that's thinking about starting a food business, have a food truck, or caterer, and need a legit place that's DHEC
For
approved.
prep, yes. And you can get your little serve safe, and you can be ready to rock and roll.
I can help them with that. I can help them with the serve safe, and I can set them up with DHEC to get them approved and everything. So I'm looking for food entrepreneurs that need that space too. Because you see how we block it off? So
I see it. Yeah.
So the space is diverse.
Yeah.
It's entrepreneurs that need some place to have their workshop classes. It's a meeting space. It's an event space. You can have a party here. We've had people have weddings here.
Yeah, we held our
bridal showers.
Yeah,
everything. You know, Jamie Drew did a beautiful event last night.
Yeah.
And it was launching her Bliss Code. Okay. And so we provide the food for them. So we have everything here in one space. Spot. But they loved it because it was intimate. It wasn't big old.
That's another thing. Yeah, that's what I like about the space.
Yeah.
Because normally when you go to places like that, there's so much space and you can't really fit in this space. And you're just basically in a box.
Right. So
this is not a box. It's a stylized environment.
Right.
It's
and
beautiful.
then you could dress it up and decorate how you want it. And we did nice, beautiful white tablecloths for her. And she came and bought her fresh flowers. And then we have professional decorators that come and help us. So I partner with professional decorators. We have professional decorators for a wedding, baby shower, bridal showers. This girl did a dinner party for her husband. Professional decorator come in, so I hired them if they go into a whole nother level. Wow. So I want them to come to call me first of all, text me, email me, because I really want to collaborate with them.
Yeah.
As long as you look presentable, you intentional, I would love to work with entrepreneurs.
Speaking of which, I want to make sure that you let folks know about any current projects you have going on, and then please drop your information.
Okay.
I want you to drop the info so that they can know where to find you, how to get in contact with you.
So I love to talk, but they got to text me because a lot of times when we're busy, I just need 15 minutes to get in a quiet place. They can text me or call me anytime at 803-665-5262.
Right on the money.
I'm available. I love talking. I love
she is, yeah, man. Like she's not gonna like push you off and not give you an opportunity.
Right. Sometimes when Kevin called me, I said, I'll even answer the phone. Kevin, I'll call you back in 20 minutes. Sometimes it's 30 to 45 minutes.
Not coming. I called you during the middle of the day to tell you, said, not a problem. Blah, blah, blah. Get it in. I'll text you back. Very receptive. She's not going to be one of those people that hard to get in contact with. Not at all.
If you text me too, I normally will text you back.
Or
I'll call you.
True.
So do know I will respond back to you. And the other thing is they can reach me through email.
Yes.
It's easy. My name, Judy Etheredge, 803@gmail. But if they have, like we have upcoming events now in January, well, in December, we're having a kids 2-day cooking camp, 2 weeks while they're out. And then in January.
What are those dates?
Those are December 20th and the 21st, and the other one is the 27th and 28th. They're on Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Okay, because we'll make sure we get that information.
Right, yeah, I would love to have kids come and just cook, because we host those too with groups.
Yeah.
We look for groups of female women that want something to do leadership. So we do that here. We do wine tastings. And they want to know about, we have 4 different experiences. They come in, they group, just have a good time, laugh, talk.
Yeah.
And then we have, I take groups of people to countries. We just got back from Italy.
Yeah, we got to ride with y'all to South Africa.
South Africa, we're going September.
Yeah, my wife's serious about this. She's
2024.
like, we're doing it. Yeah, we're going to do that.
So that's another way to elevate, to learn about different
cultures. I like
cultures.
what you're saying. I see you're saying season of the word.
Yeah, so we have a good time, and everything luxury. We are adamant about that we want you to be able to go and have a great experience. Yeah. We try to pick the perfect weather, and you will have free time if you want to roam and do that. But we have an amazing itinerary.
Okay.
We think about everything. I'm very detailed. I'm strategic. Yeah. And I'm really serious about what we do.
And I know that's not a lie.
It's no joke with what we do. Okay. We're serious about what we do, and we're serious about bringing in the millenniums and collaborating with them.
Yeah.
Because we learn from each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I say, I don't need anybody that mooches. Yep. If you know that you're a person that's selfish, that you're thinking about only yourself, you're not my type of people. I'm just going to be straight up.
Bravo.
I want people that's going to, we got to be together. Togetherness. The community is real. Because other people doing it, like you were saying. Other people, why can't we do it?
Why can't we?
We're going to do it.
Yeah, we're going to
2024, we want entrepreneurs in this room, millennials in this room, having a good time, enjoying great food, laughing and talking.
Growing and expanding.
Right, and experiencing, yes. I really want to concentrate on my young people. I love you guys. I love what you do.
And we need folks like you. We need our elders, our folks who have been successful, so we can see those pathways. Because for a lot of us, it's like we can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it keeps a lot of us from being able to push forward and give that feel or the energy for self-determination. That's sad to say that. But when we get to hear from you all and people like you who are supporting us and saying, yeah, I believe in what you're doing. Even if you haven't heard it from any of
Right.
their other elders before, I'm there with you.
I believe in
I'm
what
going
you're
to tell
doing.
you, yeah,
Right.
man, it makes us want to do the work,
Right.
spend the hours that we need to do in the right places and putting our energy in the right location.
Right.
So I want to say this before we end this episode. I'm so happy to have you here speaking with us today on this episode because it's our 100th episode.
I love
and
it.
we do so much work together with you, right?
Mhm.
That it's only fitting that you would be here at this episode.
Well, thank you so much.
I
And I'm just
appreciate you.
honored. I'm just
Oh,
honored.
man, thank
And like I
you.
say, I tell people, don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams.
Please
Even when
don't.
some people knock down, you're not knocking down.
Yep.
Just keep pushing. But make sure you have a way to live too. So you may have to have that first, second job.
Yes. Oh, that's another part. Have a way to live. I like that.
Yes.
If you have to have a second job,
It's okay to have it.
it's okay. If you got to flip a burger, so you can make sure you're pushing your dream, go flip that burger.
Yes,
Don't be
that's
too
right.
high and mighty.
Save
to do
your,
that.
save your money.
money.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm big on
yes.
that. Because it's hard for us to get loans.
It is.
It's hard for us to
It
get
is
loans.
because there's red tape, y'all.
Right,
When
it's
it comes
red
to,
tape.
yeah, we don't get to get everything everybody else get to get.
Right.
'Cause I told somebody this. I'm not gonna hold too long, but I told somebody this, and I've done the research on this. It's easier for you to come into this country as an immigrant and get a loan to start a small business than be an African American citizen here in this country and get that same $15,000 loan. And you can have good credit, you can have good backing, and etc. Unless you go to a bank, a black bank, you're more than likely going to face some kind of red tape.
But some of it too we have created.
Yeah.
Because
we
like
have.
I said, we don't pay on time.
There you go.
Because it was shown during the pandemic. Now,
Oh
we
my
got a lot of
gosh.
money. We got
Oh
a
my
lot of money,
gosh.
right?
Yes.
And so, Chef J hear a lot of things when people talk to us. So people was going to get their body done. And I'm telling you, those designer stores, Gucci and Louis Vuitton, arms was wrapped around the wall.
Stop, Chef J, baby. My Gucci and my Louis Vuittons. No, but you're right.
It's
I know
okay
what
to
you
have it
mean.
now.
It's good to have it
If you
the
work
right
for
way.
it, though, the right
Yeah,
way.
the
There's
right
nothing wrong with
way.
that. I have
Yeah.
all of that. But
You
I
gotta
have
work
worked
for
for
it.
it. And
Yep.
I'm going to give you 110% when you hire me as your person to do any type of job.
Yeah. Ain't gonna take that money.
Right.
Don't
There's
run, give me
nothing
a
wrong
belt.
because I want us to live that dream. We
Yeah.
should live it. We
Yeah,
deserve
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And
You earned
I
it.
want people to understand it. You should live a great life.
Yeah.
You deserve it. Oma Abraham said you deserve to live well.
No, I
And I
like that.
truly
A
believe
frame.
that.
Yeah, you deserve to live well.
You deserve to
Chef
live well.
J,
But you got to put in the work.
Yep.
You can't be lazy.
Yep.
And you got to be self-motivated.
Yeah, you're right on the money. Well, I'm going to say this before we sign off. I want to thank Chef J for joining us on this 100th episode. This is DJ and what? I got Skip right here behind the cameras. And of course, our esteemed guest, Chef J, Judy Etheredge. We appreciate you. Everything that you do to help and assist us in moving our dreams forward and other folks' dreams forward that we know since we started coming here and using the services that you've offered for us, we have seen nothing but expanse in what we've done, great expansion. Even when, like I said, funny thing, like I said, God works in mysterious ways. We met her out at Soda City. My wife and I walking around, just trying to find other black businesses to buy stuff from. And we saw the charcuterie that we were doing. And it was cool because it even gave my wife understanding, hey, if I want to do this, I can do this too. Because she's like, husband and wife, and they're working, they're selling food and stuff. I was like, yeah, and it looks good, don't it? And it's professional. It's black people, right? She was like, yeah. And I like what they do. It's just like the stuff that I see on Food Network. And I'm like, try to tell you, you can do this. So that inspiration, it's just good for us to see that. And I just I'm going to keep praying that you succeed, that things get better, that things always grow forward, because as you grow, you bring other people with you.
Yes, I'm definitely.
And so
intentional about it.
Intentional. You the best.
Right,
You the best.
I'm telling you. And sometimes too, like because charcuterie a lot of time Caucasian do it, right?
Yeah.
And they'll call me and they'll ask me pricing and all that, and they'll have when they find out that I'm African American, they will definitely use their other something.
Yeah.
And that's okay with me.
That's okay.
Because I tell people, don't worry about who don't use you, worry about who use you, and do a good job for them.
That's it. Signing off for the Hilltop Glove Podcast. I want everybody, if you're watching us, listen to us wherever you're at, tell somebody next to them that you love them, that you appreciate them. And we're going to see you on the next episode. Peace.
The Hilltop Glove Podcast.